teacher benefits and parent benefits. For student benefits, it would raise their academic achievement. It would increase motivation for learning. It would improve their behavior and more positive attitude about homework and school in general. Right now, the school is not a home for our children's learning. It is our house, and the school becomes the partner as the house implements teaching and learning process for our children. Teacher benefits. So this can free teachers to focus more on the task of teaching children. The more that we get to create a two-way communication with our teacher, the more that they become motivated in focusing on the task on how they are going to teach their children or our children. What else do they need to include so that our children would learn better? Teachers learn more about students' needs and home environment, which is information they can apply toward better meeting those needs, and it would improve teachers' morale. By learning more about students' needs and home environment, they know how to deal with them. They know what to do to let that child learn the better, despite what we call distance learning being implemented in this time of pandemic. Parent benefits. Getting ideas from school on how to help and support their children. So the more that we go to school, talk with school personnel, talk with other teachers, the more that we get idea from the school on how we are going to support our children at home, the more that we know how to deal with them. This time there are a lot of videos, and we see that parents are having a hard time in teaching their children. At times, parents would even say that they are going to get the salary of the teachers because they are the ones performing the teacher's role in educating their child, when in fact, it's a two-way process. How? Teachers are working in school and they are doing their very best, and you as parents is also working at home and doing your very best. You are working hand in hand with our teachers, learning more about the school's academic program and how it works. When we go to school, talk with our principal, with our teachers, we learn the school's academic program and how this academic program works. This is necessary so that we could build better education for our children. We become more confident about the value of the school involvement. The more we practice getting in touch with our teachers and school personnel, the more that we are becoming optimistic of involving ourselves in school programs and activities. And finally, parents develop a greater appreciation for the important role they play in their children's education. They appreciate their role as a parent, not just to cook foods for their kids and clean the house, but also in teaching their kids about lessons that they don't understand. They appreciate the role that they play in teaching their children, in spending time doing their assignments together with them, and of course, in providing knowledge and nurturing as well as sustaining that knowledge we share to our children at home. So we have here some effective communication strategies that we can apply as we get to deal with parents and teachers. The first one is in-person communication. So in-person communication is one of the most effective ways to make partnerships. This is engaging with the school personnel or our student face-to-face. When we go to school, talk with our teachers in a face-to-face manner. We call it as in-person communication. So there are volunteer opportunities, open houses, parent-teacher conferences, and after-school events, which are always you can apply in-person communication. Technology-based communication. So this is the new frontier because it's constantly changing and encompasses many outlets. Nowadays that we are facing pandemic, technology-based communication is what most of our parents or you, our dear parents, apply in communicating with other people and with our teachers. We feel safe by simply using technology-based communication because we don't have to communicate with our teachers face to face. So the moment we call home or update one of the many parent-teacher student communication apps available, we keep everyone updated. Cellular phones, the use of cellular phones, the use of internet, social media sites, these are technology-based communication. If we don't have time going to school, talking with our teachers, then we can simply use technology-based communication. Talk to them on cellular phones, send a message via messenger, and many other ways on how we are going to communicate. So this would utilize, like what I said, technology through class websites, emails, texts, video conferences, and social media. This time, Kiraya National High School, our target beneficiary, already has what we call a certain Kiraya National High School page. That is also where we could be updated of situations, and that is also where we could communicate with our parents, our teachers, and other school personnel. Written communication. This might seem old school, but for those who could not go to school and communicate with parents face to face, and those without technology like cellular phones and laptops, written communication is something that you could use. This could be note for teachers that can help them feel in the know. That means through writing what the teachers, or rather through writing what you want the teachers to know, then you are also giving them information about the progress of your children. And this would help them in creating better lessons that would help your child. So this kind of communication adds a personal touch for one-way communication and provides the school with information about your children's progress. So you can create your own written parent-teacher communication log to keep track of any contact efforts you make. By tracking down what the progress of your child is, you're also making them develop holistically. Your children's progress is necessary for the teachers to know because it is where they are going to start building your child and develop your child's personality, character, and knowledge. What are the 3 tips in communicating with teachers or other parents? The first one is always communicate with patience and understanding. Everyone has been thrown into a new learning curve. That means what is happening right now is new to all of us. We are pressured, we don't know what to do, we don't know what will happen next. Learning a new platform is the norm when switching to a distance learning. So we get to learn this new normal stage. We get to learn the situation that is applied in the new normal. But remember that communicating with patience and understanding is necessary because everyone is having a hard time. Always remember that teachers or parents are learning right alongside with their child. By communicating with them with patience, we also understand their situation. Remember that they are figuring out things as their district is implementing and working to meet the challenges involved with the moving traditional to online learning. Nagging, communicating with anger is what we don't need right now. Always put your situation alongside the situation of our teachers and other parents when communicating with them, even when communicating with our children. Patience and understanding is what we all need right now. The second one is always be clear and concise on the issues you need help and understanding. We can easily become bogged down with our frustrations and confusions. We are getting confused of what is happening right now. We are getting confused on how we are going to deal with teaching our kids in this time of pandemic. We don't know what will be implemented next. We don't know what we are going to conduct next. So what are you going to do? Try to write a list of what is unclear and write what you need to know next to it. By writing down your confusions, your questions, or your queries about the situation that we have, you're also trying to look for solutions on what you are going to do. Always remember the school, the community is there to help you out. Without communicating with the child's teacher or school, you may not find answers, which would result to more frustrations. Do not just simply react negatively towards things and situations. Always learn to communicate. Always learn to talk with our personnel, with the person in authority. The next one is avoid getting emotional in your communication. Always be objective. Without meaning, sometimes we often let our frustrations run. Even the most patient can become entangled in the emotions of the communication and lose sight of the issue that is being conveyed. The more we get emotional with how we communicate, the more that we lose focus on what we really want to know. The more that we could not get answers to issues that concerns us. What are you going to do? Try to focus on what is the most important information you need and write that intent. Sometimes parents get upset and frustrated as they start the learning journey, but it is understandable. Remember, online learning or modular approach is a whole language of its own. We don't have that way back before, and that sometimes frustrates us. But do not be too emotional. Always focus on what is the most important. And of course, through it all, we have to sort through and find the thread that let us know what exactly the family needs, or our child needs, or even what our teacher needs. Yes, frustration can overshadow, but try to focus on letting the teacher know what information you need. Always be calm in dealing and talking with anyone within your community. They would understand you better. It would make clear or make everything clear for them, and it would also make them find solutions to the issues you are raising. And finally, ask for resources, either academic or technical, because most often that is where you can find helpful information. These resources are available in school and in our community. All we need to do is to communicate with every person in authority that you know could help you with your problem. So that's it.